All right, let's talk about social media marketing. Here's how you get more effective. You ready? Hey there, enterprisers, what's good? It's Jason Lager here again, and in this video, I want to talk to you about more effective social media marketing. That's right, more effective social media marketing. In other words, how do you become more effective when you're marketing on social media? Now, I know what you're thinking. This is probably one of the simple and easiest ways to get started in any form of marketing, especially if you do the online stuff, affiliate marketing, network marketing, and so on. So then why is it so important? And more importantly, can you actually improve what it is? A lot of people think that social media marketing is just making a few posts. And because of that, they either discount how effective it can be, or number two, sometimes they find it overwhelming because it's a lot to learn. And what's the answer? It really is a little bit of both. My focus in today's video is to really show you a few ways that you can just become a little bit more effective. Because certainly there are things that you can do on social media marketing that I'm not going to talk about right now, but I will mention them. So things like obviously making sure that you have a well-optimized profile. I think that's one of the key things and really one of the kings as far as what you should focus your attention on first in order to take yourself seriously and have other people take you seriously when it comes to marketing on social media. So make sure that your profiles are good, okay? And then obviously you also want to make sure that you started to dial in on a niche, all right? And while I don't want you to think that you need to be super targeted, the reality is if you're not targeted enough and you're too general, that's not going to do you much good in terms of really building your audience, which is the key to garnering business and more importantly, garnering repeat business. So you want to go ahead and make sure that you do that. Now that we've said all that, let me give you three practical, simple ways, but also very powerful ways that I think that as long as you're making sure that you're keeping this at the top of your mind, it's going to help you market online, specifically on social media, a little bit more effectively. All right, let's get right into it. Number one, grab immediate attention, okay? Grab immediate attention. I cannot emphasize this enough, right? I cannot overemphasize it. This is one of those things, especially if you're playing in one of the arenas that is the most popular right now. Things like TikTok and Instagram, really anything. More specifically, let's talk about short videos, right? Short form videos are kind of the future right now. Before, it seems like story marketing was the big thing. And now, while that's also relevant, short form videos are huge, all right? And again, depending on the platform that you're on, it's absolutely going to be relevant. Again, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, even some Facebook and what have you. Being able to grasp someone's attention as they're scrolling through is key. And so the thing that we call this in the business is we call these hooks, right? The reason we call it that is because it does just that. It hooks the attention of your customer, of the person who's watching. Again, you have to defeat the scroll factor. You have to create something that grabs the attention. So with short form videos, this is key, but then also even in your advertising, right? Once we dive into that realm, when you're making a paid advertisement, again, what does it take to stop the scroll? What does it take to garner your crowd's attention? So in the form of social media marketing, specifically using videos and short-term videos, you want to make sure that you're placing a really good hook out there so that you can grab attention immediately. Now, some of the best ways that I've seen it include asking a question and usually making a type of a promise within a certain time frame. So for instance, you could say, hey, are you wondering how you can make extra money within the next 10 days, even if you failed at every business opportunity before? You see that? I'm asking a question and it's something that appeals to their interest because I'm using some keywords and some key thoughts that maybe have been pondering through their mind. The other thing is you could do this. Hey, in the next 60 seconds, I'm going to show you exactly what I did that turned $10 into $1,500 almost overnight. I'm going to show you exactly what I did. Stay tuned. Do you see what I did there? In that, I delivered a little bit of a promise and I gave you some time context as well. So those are examples of what it takes in order to grab someone's attention. And if you're marketing online, you want to make sure you do this because not everyone is. Only the best of the best, in my opinion, are doing this right now. Actually, only the more accomplished marketers is what I've seen are doing this. Most other people are just doing the basics of what they know, right? Posting something and hoping that it gets attention. And of course, you're not that way, right? You don't want to be just a post and pray type of a marketer. You really want to take control of the attention because attention equals marketing. That's really what it is, right? We're not in the marketing business necessarily. We're in the attention business. If we can grab attention and keep it, then we can market to them, right? So remember that. Number one, grab some attention and do it quickly. Number two, cross-promotion between platforms. Cross-promotion between platforms. The reality is your audience meets in different places. Not all of your audience are on one platform. Now, I'm not telling you that you absolutely need to have multiple platforms, but if you do, it would make it worth your while to make sure that you're using them effectively in congruence and in tandem with one another. Here's what I mean. One thing that I saw success in this before was when I wanted to play around with Pinterest. Pinterest is a great platform. I don't devote any more time to it, but but at the time I wanted to learn it. And so what I started to do is I hired a social media manager just to do Pinterest. I didn't want to take the time to do it, so I outsourced it. I hired it out, which I often do. And I wanted to try it with paid ads. And for one reason or another, I just couldn't get it dialed in. However, one thing that I did notice that it was really great for was that I would have my person create pins, and that effectively what we did is essentially we directed traffic from our pins to our other forms of our marketing, including my YouTube channel. And one thing that I noticed is that it absolutely did so well in helping my YouTube channel grow. While it didn't result in a lot of direct sales immediately, eventually we did see business pick up over the long haul simply because the people who liked my pins also were now aware that I had videos that were talking about these really cool images and the content that it contained. Does that make sense? So make sure that you're telling people, hey, listen, if you like what you see here, don't forget I'm also available on these channels. Make sure you like and subscribe there too, right? And it doesn't take any extra energy. So one thing that you want to make sure that you're always doing is cross-promoting. If you like what you see here, follow me on my other channels. Now, the reason why this is so powerful is because it helps your organic growth on all of your channels, which ultimately helps you to make more money, but also it's a built-in fail-safe when one of these platforms go down. At the time of this video, we're just a few days removed from a very interesting incident that happened in modern history, and that is Facebook was basically locked out and shut down for a few hours on a certain day just a few days ago. And it was all the rage all over social media, all right? What happened? Is Zuck sleeping in? Did Zuck forget? Is it the end of the world? A lot of people were freaking out, specifically a lot of marketers whose sole business is on Facebook. Think about it. You spend thousands and thousands of dollars advertising on Facebook, and now all of a sudden Facebook is disabled, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's what they say. Now, while this might be just an anomaly and probably, not a regular occurrence, the reality is when something goes down, you want to make sure that you have a way to revive it or have another outlet available. That's just good business. It's always smart to have a backup plan. This is why, while I'm a big proponent of getting good at one thing and one thing only at first, eventually it does make sense to diversify your assets in multiple different ways. Hopefully that makes sense. So make sure that you're doing some cross-pollinating and cross-promotion. You won't be sorry. Number 3, and finally, collaboration. Collaboration, all right? And this is what it takes to stay relevant, but also this is a great step in terms of wanting you to grow. If you want to grow, this will make it happen. Find a way to reach out to other influencers and collaborate with them, even if it is not self-serving at first. Even if it has a little bit of delayed gratification, it's well worth it. Here's what I mean. One thing that I've really pushed in the past is when you're getting started, it really makes sense to put a lot of value out there just to help you build your name. And so oftentimes I will go on someone else's show or someone else's channel, and all I will do is just provide value and answer questions and give information to their audience. And oftentimes I will edify my host. I'll make sure that I talk about how great they are. And a lot of the times, especially when I was big into the coaching thing, a lot of my new students would call me on to do that to help build up their audience. But one thing I found is that as much as that helped them, and it certainly helped them a lot, it also helped me. And it's just one of those things where if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And it makes sense. Everyone gets to enjoy, everyone gets to eat. So one thing that you might want to focus on is really launching a campaign where you're reaching out to other people, collaborating with them, and putting together some good joint content, especially if you're in a similar niche. Not necessarily the same one, but similar spaces close to each other, and you can find a way to grow. In fact, to give you an example, just today I noticed getting a very interesting couple pair of emails. Literally was of 2 different influencers that I follow. I've been on their list for a while. They're both in the real estate space, but they have different niches, right? Different angles. One focuses on one type of real estate investing. The other one focuses more on a different type of real estate investing. And would you believe it? Today I got emails from both of them, but they weren't promoting their stuff. They were promoting each other's products, right? That's another form of collaboration. And again, it's a way to keep things mixed up. It's a way to keep things fresh. It's a way to keep things going. And the more that you share, the more that you have the mindset of collaboration, you don't have to worry about or be threatened by the idea of competition, because that's crippling and that's defeatist, and it really is limiting, as opposed to collaboration. That spawns from the idea that there's plenty enough to go around, so let's all get a piece of it. collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. There you have it, my friends. Listen, I hope that this was helpful to you. 3 quick points, easy, down and dirty as per usual, but again, I hope it does provide a lot of value to you. Now, if you like what you heard here today, make sure that you give me a like, a comment, but also share and subscribe. That's the most important thing. Hit the notification bell as well, so you don't miss out on any more hot new content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. This is Jason Ligo with Always Enterprise. It's my pleasure to serve you. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.